Hello and welcome to the channel. On today's video, doing something a little bit different. I'm going to talk about the drone which I use for our videos. So it's something that I've really got into in the last few months. Something that I've become interested in, and I'm hoping it's going to add a bit of value to the YouTube, and I hope you do enjoy it. Quite a lot of the videos that we're going to do are going to be a mix of kind of exploring but also using the drone. So put up a video the other day which was about Irvine Harbour. I'm really proud of the shots that I've managed to take. I think it's definitely one to enjoy. So this is the drone I use. This is a DJI Mini 4K. Now, when I bought this, it was only £209 out of Amazon. It was in the Black Friday sale, so it's a really good deal. It's a beginner model, but it still has all the technology that you would need. It's not a toy. It's a pretty sophisticated piece of kit. Enables us to get some really good kind of cinematography, some really good shots, and as you can see in some of my videos, we've been able to kind of capture some great kind of aerial photography. So the DJI Mini, what do you actually get for your money? We actually get quite a lot. So if I open up the box, first thing is obviously the drone itself. So this drone is only 249 grams, which means it falls under the 250 grams. So from the Civil Aviation Authority, so you can actually use it for quite a lot of kind of stuff. I'm not saying it's bending the rules, but we're able to fly it, and we're able to fly it within the rules, obviously, but we can do quite a lot with it compared to your kind of heavier drones. So it's really light, but it still packs a punch. It still does quite a lot. Anytime with drones, if it's not a toy, now this one isn't a toy, this is a sophisticated piece of kit. It's got the camera, it's got the 4K camera here, it's got all the technology, it's got the GPS, it's got the callback as well, so when the drone starts to run out of battery, it actually comes back to you, which is really good, because if you lose connection or anything, then you don't want it to kind of fall out of the sky. So not a toy. So because it's not a toy, there is certain kind of rules that you've got to follow, and one of them is making sure that you get an operator's ID. So the operator's ID, you can get that on the Civil Aviation Authority website, and I think for me it was about £11, and you've got to pay each year to keep the operator's licence. So with the operator's licence, you need to keep everything up to date. You need to make sure all the software's up to date, make sure you're running the updates, making sure there's no faults, making sure that there's no nothing that's going to make this drone fail. So you're basically in charge of keeping the drone like a car. So if you're the owner of the car, it's your responsibility to make sure the car is serviced, it's emptied and things. So same kind of applies with the drones. So what makes this different though is because it's under 250 grams, we don't need to do what is known as the flyer ID. So the flyer ID is basically your kind of test that you sit, and it's 40 questions you've got to answer. I can't remember what the pass mark is, but I did pass my flyer ID. I thought I'll do it anyway. Bit interest just to know, make sure I know my kind of rights and things as well. So as an operator, I can allow anyone to fly this without having a flyer ID. Don't need the flyer ID, but obviously kind of help. So it was something that I wanted to do, just to make sure that I kind of knew what I was talking about and able to kind of use and things. So very compact. The drone, as you can see, kind of folds away, so I can put it into its case. All you have to do to get it going is flick these, I don't even know what these are called, but the bit that holds the propellers, that's what I'm calling them. So they just come out, the front ones come out like that, and then the bottom one, the back ones kind of twist, and there you go, the drone is able to go. It's got a gimbal protector, so it easily comes off, so before any flight, just kind of remove it. It's important that we keep the gimbal protector because the camera is quite flimsy because it is on that gimbal. Now what the gimbal does is it stabilises your pictures, your videos, so when the drone's moving, the camera stays quite still. And I'm aware that I don't have a gimbal on my tripod, so my tripod's kind of shaking the camera. So with the drone, when it's in the air, when it gets a bit of wind, you know, it's kind of moving about, the gimbal's still going to keep your pictures nice and in place, the video is nice, so you know, you can move it about, you know, soar it up and things. So definitely a good bit of kit. Camera itself, good quality camera, it's 4K. You're able to drop the gimbal as well, so the gimbal, when there's a button on the controller that I'll show you later that moves the camera down, moves it up. To move it side to side, you actually move the drone itself, so but I'll show you that kind of later on. So when you're packing it away, just remember to put the gimbal protector back on it. If you don't, then it could damage the gimbal, and at the end of the day, this is the most important part of the drone, because the drone is what we're using to capture some nice photography. So I hope you've enjoyed my previous videos. As I said, the last one I did was Irvine Harbour. I think that's probably the best one that I've done. Managed to get the harbour in, the big idea, that bridge as well, which was really quite good and things as well. So definitely some good photography and things. There is better models, there's more expensive models. I'm still getting used to this one, so once I get used to this one, then I might move on to one of the more expensive ones, see how it goes, see if I can get better kind of video technology and things as well. So with the drone, the more expensive models actually have sensors built in, so that if you fly it towards like an object or wall or anything, then it's going to stop, it's not going to hit that wall. This one probably would hit the wall if I'm not careful, because there's no sensors on it, but the technology in this one is still very kind of sophisticated. With this one, when you're taking it off, all you're really doing is moving its geographical location. I think whenever you've played with helicopters and things on your computer games and whatever else, you've got to hold a button in to keep it steady. Once this one takes off, it just stays. It stays at that point until you move it with the controller, which was kind of interesting. So it doesn't actually take that much to control. It's only gonna move if you tell it to move, which is really quite interesting. The drone itself, it's got a limiter for 120 meters altitude, so that's from the ground. So if you were up on a hill, it's from where you are on the hill where it's taken off that the 120 meters counts. So what happens when you get to 120 meters, it'll bleep and it will say maximum altitude reached. I got a fright the first time I heard it, because it was very loud. It was quite scary. You think you'd done something wrong, but it's not going to go above 120 meters, and that's in that's in the Civil Aviation Authority rules on drones as well. So it's not gonna break it because it has got that kind of limiter on it. Really good bit of kit. I've enjoyed using it. Still get a wee bit nervous, and I've watched these kind of auditor programs where people, antagonise other people. That's not what I'm about. But what I'm about is just getting some good footage and trying to add a bit of quality to my videos. But you need to know the rules. You shouldn't be antagonising anyone. You shouldn't be flying over crowds or anything as well. So I don't want to do that. I just want to be able to kind of do my photography and whatever else. With the drone, you obviously get the controller. Now, this controller actually just connects to your phone. The controller itself, easy to set up. All you do is you just lift this wee part out, and there's a wee cable that links it to. I'm using an iPhone, so this one links it to the iPhone. Oops, took the wrong bit out. This one connects straight to the iPhone, so all you really have to do is just put the phone in, and as you can see, it just kind of holds in place, and then this wee bit just connects into the iPhone. This phone isn't working, so I'm not able to show you once it's connected, but what I'll do is I'll add it in to the video. I'll do a wee screenshot just to show you. The controller, it's got the wee 2 pins that just screw in. Now these are how you're going to control the drone. So as I said, easy peasy, just go and the screw in. So very kind of sleek, very kind of minimalistic, but lots of things to do. To switch it on, all you're doing is just clicking the on button. There's a couple of nice wee features here. So we've got cinematic mode, so when I put it onto cinematic mode, everything just goes a bit slower and a bit smoother to capture the better kind of shots. I don't think I've actually used that yet, so I keep kind of forgetting about it. The middle one is just normal, so that's just the normal speeds. And then we've also got sport, which is a wee bit faster. I've tried it on sport mode, it goes quite fast. You still get a decent quality of video as well, so that is really good. On the back we've got 2 buttons here. We've got this one that can take pictures, so you just click and it takes a picture, or click it and it takes the video. And this one here, we were talking about a wee bit earlier, this one moves the camera up and down, so the gimbal, it moves it, it kind of hovers it nice and kind of low. Don't know what else to say about that, but it's quite good when you're at buildings, you're flying above the building, you can push this button down and then it can go right above the building. You do it kind of slow to just capture the nice kind of shot and things. There's also a button here, so when I press that button, it changes it to a zoom, so then I can actually zoom it in with this button, and then I just press it again and then it goes back to what it was. So the controller doesn't look much, but again it also packs a punch as well. So definitely if you are interested, then DJI's are obviously the best make. What we'll do now is I'll just do a demonstration of the screen grab. Right, so I'm just showing you the app that you download when starting off with the drone. So when you connect the drone, it comes up with this app. So as you can see down below, we've got the map. So the map itself is your GPS location, so the H stands for helipad, so that's where you're taking off. The arrow is the drone, so the blue arrow is just the drone and where it's pointing, so you can see where it's pointing, where it's going. This button up here is your takeoff, so you just press that and it comes up, do you want to take off? When you press that, the drone hovers to 1.2 meters. Back to the map, as you can see, it's like your standard kind of sat nav kind of thing, which is really good. Don't know what I'm doing with my finger there, I'm pointing somewhere else. But the map, as I said, it kind of points when the drone flies, there'll be a red line, and the red line takes you back to the kind of start pad. Up here where I'm pointing just now is just the battery, so as you can see it's 79% left in the battery, so as you'll know when the battery is gonna run out, so you're never really kind of stuck. Down below here, that's your altitude, so at the moment we're at 0, obviously, we haven't taken off. If I press this button here, this controls the camera, as I mentioned earlier, so you can kind of point it down, point it up, move it. As I said, you can't move it side to side, but you just control the drone to move it side to side anyway. That's me dropping the gimbal, so there's a button that you can press, it drops it completely, and then you can bring it back up. This is me zooming in, so you can zoom in and zoom out. Look how steady that is, nice and slow. So again, you're controlling that button on the back, as you can see. My left index finger is using it, and there we go, I've switched it off the zoom and I'm now controlling it just using the same button. Now we're zooming it out, zoom it out quite fast, so yeah, it's fine. So I'm going to play about with a couple of these buttons. So we've got the safety button. As you can see, you can set the max altitude. We've got to keep it at kind of 120 meters. We've also got the control, so you can change it from metric to imperial. We've also got the camera, so you can adjust the settings on the camera as well. So these are all buttons that are on the app anyway. Transmission, you can see what the transmission like, what your kind of signals like as well. So I'm going to press another wee button here. So I've opened up the camera, so you can change it between photo, video. I've also got quick shots. I've also got panoramic, but they can only come available when you're actually in flight. You can also do a sphere. So click on the battery, I can check the battery, how it's like. Also can click on the signal, so you can see the strong RC signal, and also we've got 11 satellites that are able to provide us with the GPS, so you're able to kind of monitor your signals and see what your strength is. Another app that we use is Drone Assist, so that's another one that you're going to have to use, and it's to look at all the kind of different flight restrictions. So we're in Irvine Beach at the moment, so when I click on the yellow area, I'm able to see what the kind of restrictions are. So the yellow's not really a restriction, it's just more a kind of privacy notice. But if I move down towards Prestwick Airport, you can see that there's a red no fly zone. So when I click on there, I'm able to see I'm not allowed to fly it in that area at all. The yellow areas I'm allowed to fly it. You can take off and land as long as you're in public areas that are no flight restrictions. The yellow areas are more just a kind of privacy notice. But where we weren't actually in any yellow area either, so we were able to kind of take off and land and fly no problem. Well, not only do you get the drone and the drone controller, got quite a few other things that we actually get in the box. So let's have a wee look, see what we've got. So we've got a wee screwdriver. I've not really kind of used yet. That's just to screw off the blades. So these blades, they're really quite, they feel quite flimsy. So if that was to hit something, I don't think it would kind of last. So obviously, if you want to change, you just use the just use the screwdriver. There are blades that it comes with as well. So I've got a nice wee packet. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 blades. So if we're ever damaged or anything, then we can easily kind of change it with the screwdriver as well. We've also got charging lead. So this charges the drone. The drone itself, battery only lasts about half an hour so for flight. So you do have to kind of charge it kind of regularly. Because it's a USB, can't even say that, but because it's a USB, you can plug it into your car, you can plug it into sockets, iPhones, the wee socket plug thing, you can send it on, and it's a USB-C charger into the drone itself. That also connects to the controller, so you've got to charge the controller as well. But again, there's a wee slot; it just fits in nice and easy. In fact, I'll show you what it's like on the drone as well. The drone, just in the back there, there it goes. As you can see, the other slot there, that's just for SD cards. Now, if you're doing lots of filming and things, obviously it's recommended that an SD card comes in. On the app it does say no SD card if you've not got an SD card, but you can still record it onto your phone and it still works onto your phone, so it's still really good. But just make sure you've got plenty of space on your phone if you're going to be taking lots of videos. Gotta be careful here. What else did we get? We've also got a number of other cables. Now, these ones go into the controller, so you can actually remove the cable that's in here. So this cable that's in here is for an iPhone. So as you can see when I open this up, the wee cable that's just there, you take them out, it plugs into your iPhone. Well, if you've not got an iPhone, you've got an Android, then this is the other cable to use. So you do get quite a lot with your kit, so pretty good for only £209. The other models are closer to £1,000, so if you're looking to that route, you really need to be interested. It needs to be something that you really want to do. I think a lot of people get drones and then get bored of them. When they're as sophisticated as this though, then it's not just a toy, it's not just something that you're going to fly about. If you're going to spend that kind of money on it, it's got to be something that you're going to kind of use. So I've been getting into them, really enjoying them. I highly recommend it for anyone that's wanting to do something a bit different, anyone that likes videography, takes pictures from a different perspective, and it's really good. I haven't had any bother with anybody coming up to me asking why I've had the drone. I don't like to fly it when there's people about, so I try and fly at times when nobody's going to be there. So I'm not one of these auditors, I'm not going to be one of these auditors, but I'm conscious of people, their privacy and kind of whatever else, so try to avoid that. When I was at Irvine, there was comments saying, oh, there's a drone, but it was quite positive comments, which was quite good. So I think they're becoming more and more kind of relevant and things as well. But as you saw in the app, we've got to watch certain areas where we do fly it and kind of whatever else. So yeah, no, definitely. Well, I hope you've enjoyed that. Something a wee bit different. I'm trying to come up with lots of different kind of content, keep you kind of entertained and things. So any comments, anything that you want to bring up, anywhere you want me to go, let me know. I don't know everywhere to go. I know quite a lot of places, but if you've got any suggestions, as I said, let me know. So guys, remember to like and subscribe. Keep smiling, and I'll see you on the next one.